What is up, Buckeye Nation? Our friends, we are back, Scarlet and Great, here on YouTube, ready to talk a little playoff football. It's been a while. It's been since November 26th since the Buckeyes played football. I, for one, am glad that it is back. A meaningless bowl game, not a meaningless bowl game. Buckeyes in the playoff. Bullet, Florida, Cory, right here. Please help us grow this channel. You guys, Buckeye Nation, new subscribers, you guys have been awesome. Keep it pouring in. Subscribe to this channel for Buckeye coverage, more subscribers, more giveaway, more swag, more growth of this channel. We really appreciate you guys. You've been great. Loyal subscribers, you've been great the whole time, especially the females. You are the most fierce and loyal I've ever seen. 6K subs by the Peach Bowl would be great. I think it would probably be the deciding factor. OSU versus Georgia, December 31st, 8 p.m. Eastern. If you don't subscribe and the Buckeyes lose, you're part of the problem. Cory, Florida Cory. I just want to get right into it, brother. The question everyone looms is, and there's like, I've annoyed some Buckeye fans by making them think there's a certain answer to this question.
You have.
Can OSU win? Can OSU win?
They can.
I know my friend B. Moses is mad at me about this. I
But
know
many
you're
other
mad at
things
me
as
about
well.
this.
I mean, there's a
Oh,
long
for sure,
history
for
there.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's, and I'm not saying he doesn't have a right to be mad at me about other things.
Yeah, of course.
But go ahead, Cory. Can OSU win? That's the looming question.
Yeah, they can win. Will they win? I think even a lot of Buckeye fans would say no to that. But can they win? Are they talented enough to win? Of course they are. They have plenty of talent to win. But it's not going to be a talent that's going to decide the game because both teams are immensely talented. It's going to be the old adage of who wants it more, who's got more dog in them, so to speak. I understand Bulldogs. I should have more. Yeah, whatever, pun intended.
They should,
but
yeah.
yeah. But who has okay? But since the kids, as they say, like to say that dog in them, who has that dog in them? Who has the mental toughness to do that? And one team, and I will say Georgia has definitely shown that they have an advantage in that arena. At Ohio State. Now, granted, I still go back to the one game everybody points to is Ohio State losing to Michigan. They didn't get out physical. I think Ohio State's definitely physical enough to play with Georgia, but can they stick with them for 4 quarters mentally? Because it's going to be a fight. Look, there's no. I could see it going three ways. One, Georgia could blow out Ohio State. They could. They could be a 15 to 20 point win, but for Georgia, I could also see Georgia winning a close game, 3 to 7 points. I could also see Ohio State winning a close game, 3 to 7 points. I do not, under any circumstance, see Ohio State blowing out Georgia. I don't see that. If Ohio State wins by 20 points, this will be my next the next podcast. Just me doing this. I just
Right. We just talk so much crap on the SEC and how they're soft and all this stuff.
Well, the SEC's top heavy. Bama, Georgia are excellent. I mean, we know that. That's not disputable. I mean, but that being said, if you're an Ohio State fan, you don't go into this game realizing that Georgia's a phenomenally excellent team that has a great mentality and toughness about them, then you're just lying to yourself.
Right.
But you can't also tell me Ohio State doesn't have the ability to beat them. Of course they do.
I feel a little bit like 2020 Clemson, except maybe even more confident in that 2020 Clemson game. But I felt like, okay, this team hasn't really peaked very many times this season. They haven't shown me that they can do it, but I think they're really talented. And they're talented enough body for body to beat them. I just don't know if they put it all together in the formula to do it. Now, that's the worry. So when I say things that make it sound like the Buckeyes' chances are low, it doesn't doesn't mean they can't win. I think probability wise, I would say somebody asked me, Cory. They said it was a random messenger. I really appreciate him messaging me. He said, "What do you think our chances are?" And I said 30%. He said, "That bad, huh?" And I was like, "Well, think about it. 50% is a toss up. 50% is a pick 'em. This is a chunk below a pick 'em where Georgia's favored. But like, Cory, if you go, think about it from Georgia's perspective. If you go into a job or a I don't know, anything, and you say there's a 30% chance I'll lose this, you're uncomfortable with that. That's actually a decent chance where you got to be on your P's and Q's. So 30% chance to me is no shot. I think that's probably about what Vegas would give them. I don't know, but 6.5-point dogs. I think it's about right, but I think they can.
Yeah.
Probability, likelihood, different story, because we see some stuff in the media, Corey. My biggest concern, well, we'll get into that at the very end. This is what everybody's wondering, because you've said it, talent for talent. I have no doubt. Peak OSU, although we haven't seen them peak yet, I think they are good enough. Maybe they're just not as good as I think they are, but I think they're good enough to compete man for man or kid for kid. The kids, you're not allowed to criticize them. Millionaire for millionaire. This is $1 million question, though, besides the first $1 million
question. This is a $2.5 million question.
This right here. Is CJ tough enough to lead this team to victory? I don't care what anybody says. Quarterbacks dictate the mentality of the team. The guy that touches the ball every play, the guy that's in the huddle on the sideline most predominantly with most communication with the coach, the guy telling you the play. It bleeds to the team. It bleeds through the team, Corey. Go ahead.
Go ahead, buddy. I'm sorry.
No, I don't know if he's got it.
I'm going to compare him to somebody just to give perspective of what we're talking about here. Stetson Bennett. I have an intense amount of respect for Stetson Bennett, the quarterback of Georgia. This is a guy who, even by the Georgia fan base, was constantly counted out. Like, who are we going to get to replace this guy? This guy's nothing. He's not that great. Now he's on the verge of potentially winning 2 national titles as a starting quarterback at Georgia. He was a walk-on, for crying out loud. I have all the respect in the world for that guy. That guy didn't listen to anybody. He constantly challenged himself. I don't know how many quarterbacks they brought in to say, no, we don't want you to be the guy. We want this other guy to be the guy. JT Daniels comes to mind. And he wasn't even starting. Remember they started, who was that quarterback that flipped from Ohio State, the freshman there. Anyway, they didn't even start him then. And Stetson was clearly better than that guy. They never wanted him to be the quarterback, and he didn't care who said what. He just became. Now he, like I said, he lost 1 game in the last 2 years, and it was to Alabama in the SEC title game. He's won a national title. That to me,
stats this year, his stats don't scream game manager this year. By the way,
no. By the way, he's he's a talented quarterback. He's not Greg McElroy. He's a good quarterback. I look at that and I say that is the epitome of mental toughness. Nobody in the world thought that guy was going to be anything. But he did. He believed in himself, and he proved it to himself. CJ, now don't get me wrong, he started as a 3-star guy. Nobody kind of knew who he was, and he went to the Elite 11, developed himself. But he was a 7-on-7 QB who everybody said, wow, he's got a beautiful arm. He's got a lot of raw talent. He can develop into something great. But nobody's questioned CJ's physical talent up to this point. We know he can physically do it. Can he mentally do it? Can he mentally show that dog and that edge? Now, I said this to our good friend Shane. We were comparing quarterbacks earlier. I said Dwayne Haskins, the difference between Dwayne and CJ, both are and incredibly talented throwers of the football. I always felt Dwayne was more aggressive. Like, I'm going to go at the defense. I have confidence. I don't feel like CJ, other than like Utah and Penn State, the only 2 times I can even point to it, where CJ went at the defense. And I love a quarterback who says, I don't care what coverage you're in. I can be both careful with the football and tear you apart on top and do it intelligently and methodically. CJ just seems to me like he sits back and just waits for things to happen. He doesn't make things happen.
Like take the check.
Exactly.
Or take the yards.
Manage the game on top of making big plays. Exactly.
Right. Like, hey, I'll take the 7. He needs to be able to say, hey, I'll take the 7 because you start creeping back up. Yeah. I'll take the 7. You start creeping up, then the 70 is going to come. Yeah. It's just like, where's my 70? Where's my 70? Where's my 70? Ryan Day, did you draw me a wide open play? Yeah. Marv, are you just right there? I was like, no, man, just scramble a little bit. Or hey, just take the check down. Yeah, exactly. And it's little things like that. Can he read? Can he inspire in the huddle when they call the play? contrary to popular belief, the coach can't always just put you in the exact right play in the exact right situation. Believe it or not, players have to go be better than the guy across from them. If the play is a pretty good play and the defense also has a pretty good play called,
Yep.
can he
And this is a good
inspire
defense.
you? Yes. Can he inspire you to go be better than the guy next across the field from you for one play? Can he do that? And that's what I just feel like he's one of the best arm talents you'll see. And I feel like he's lacking that. Is he soft? Yes or no? I want to know from you in the comments. Yes, no. Is CJ soft? Now, is he not soft and there's more articulation needed to it? Let us know that too. That's fine. Because that's the biggest thing, Cory. A lot of Buckeye fans, I think, are starting to just drink the Kool-Aid because not like me and you where we're like, I just know we're talented enough. I feel like I haven't seen the team peak yet, but if they did peak after a month off, I think they could be really, 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 really good. Now, we haven't played a game since November 26th. Analogy time, Cory. The last time your girl got close to a pretty cute guy that was a quarterback at your high school, she cheated on you over a month ago. And then you said, well, if she got a
bringing
chance
back these memories, man.
and then she gets a chance to face down a real celebrity. Georgia's the real celebrity. Michigan was a pretty good team. Georgia's a really good team. Now she's getting a chance to face down a celebrity over a month later, and you say, nah, she's loyal. She won't cheat. I'm like, well, the last time she put her to the test, she cheated. Well, a month has went by, and the beat writers told me that she really loved me.
Hey, she said she was pissed off. So
yeah. Which, let's get into that real quick, Cory. CJ's quote, I have nothing to prove. I'm not trying to prove people wrong. I'm trying to prove people I love right. I don't have a problem with that last part. The first part, I have nothing. I can see that. But I'm just going to take issue real quick. You have nothing to prove? Michael Jordan before the finals. I have nothing to prove. Sam Houston before attacking General Santa Anna after the massacre at the Alamo said, guys, just remember the people that love us. Don't focus on the negativity. No, he said, let's exactly focus on the negativity. Remember the Alamo was his cry. What are your thoughts?
It's just a movie. I don't know how, but it's an autobiographical movie about Def Leppard. I don't know how true it is that's happened. I can believe
the Alamo's not about Def Leppard.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Def Leppard was there. They're pretty old. But anyway, no, there's this scene where they get all these critics saying terrible things about him, and Joe Elliott keeps reading them out loud to the band, and the band is like, I don't want to hear anymore. And Joe says, if I want to hear every one of them, if it doesn't piss you off enough to want to prove them all wrong, then you don't have the balls to do this, And I was like, see, I love that mentality. I want CJ to say, yeah, I'm sick of those people talking. I'm going to show them on Saturday who they're messing with. I love that. But he doesn't. Mm-hmm. That's not him. And I accept that's just not him. But that's just how I feel about things. I like the idea of, I want to prove these people wrong. They're idiots. They don't know how good I am or what I put into this, Mm-hmm. Instead of just, doesn't really matter what they say. They can have their opinion. It's just kind of like, guys, I get being true to the ones who love you, but there's something fulfilling and thrilling about proving people wrong. Like they thought this about me, and I just, without a shadow of a doubt, showed you you're wrong. Michael Jordan had that. He would make up stories to prove people wrong. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
People wouldn't even do the things he said he had slighted him, and he'd just make it up.
And not even the special guys like Jordan. It just seems like normal competitors have a little more fire. A Stetson Bennett, more fire. A JT Barrett, more fire. Even a Dwayne Haskins, who was a mellow guy, more fire.
Dwayne had the fire on the field for sure.
And he now and then he would tweet back. You remember he tweeting at Penn State, you poking the wrong line, buddy.
Yep. And he proved it. By the way, he proved it.
And even if CJ came out and said, like, look, I'm not here for the haters, he better get in the huddle and tell everybody he's there to silence the haters at the very least. Because those other guys are.
I hope Johnny, real quick.
When you go
huddle saying they don't want to see. I hope he's saying to them, let's show them right now why we belong here. Let's prove them all. I hope he's doing that in the huddle. If he is, then I can say that I'm wrong about him, and that's fine. But he doesn't show that outwardly.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm going to prove those right. Okay, you have 11 million people rooting for you. You have 22 million rooting against you, 28, 30, 100 million. I'd like to go with the masses and use that as motivation. Yeah, I would just hope that he can find some fire to give to the team. And that's the biggest deciding factor. And that's what I think, if anything lacks. I mean, I think that's it. I would like to see him have the fire of a normal person, even because I have nothing to prove. Guys, you just lost to Michigan twice in a row. Right, wrong, or indifferent. You can say it wasn't CJ's fault. It wasn't CJ's fault. The fact of the matter is, and you may be right, he's 0-2 versus Michigan.
No Big Ten
If he
title.
doesn't have nothing to prove, then no one's ever had anything to prove ever. That's like LeBron James after 8 points in the final saying, oh, I have nothing to prove. No, the guy kept playing for like 20 more years because he felt I have a lot to prove.
What did LeBron say after he won his first title? It's about bleeping time. So I mean,
he knew he had things to prove.
He knew he had something to prove, you know. So
and I think that probably motivates him to play as late as he is and as rich as he is. Cory, real quick, if Ohio State does get it done somehow, some way, which would be awesome, rematch with Michigan, would this be the biggest college football game of all time? And why is the answer yes?
The answer is yes, because it is the greatest rivalry in the history of college sports. I don't know if it's the greatest rivalry in the history of sport, period, but in college sports, absolutely. And to see that they've never played each other twice in a year. So this would be the first time they've ever played each other twice in a year. And it would be for the national title, indisputably for the national title. It wouldn't be one of those, hey, this newspaper said I'm the national. No, this other newspaper said I'm the national. No, it would be, this is it. Everybody in the planet will know this team is the national title winner. No matter what happened in November, this team is the national title. I know there's some Michigan fans who, let's say they beat us by like 7 in the national title game. Did that mean we get a
22 minus 7? We really won by 15.
Exactly. No, that would be the game. It's like, hey, Michigan, you got us in November, no question. You beat us fair and square. Then you won the Big Ten title, fair and square. But we won the big one if we go back. And by the way, this is Dumb and Dumber moment, and you totally redeem yourself. You know?
I know you have nothing to prove, CJ, but that would kind of help prove that whatever it is you don't think you have to prove.
His legacy would be cemented at Ohio State if he pulled that off, and nobody.
Even
could
though
ever
he
question.
doesn't think he needs to do anything else, apparently, whatever that thing is, you don't think you'd have to prove. You would have proved it. I'm
going to tell you something right now, Johnny. Unless I had a personal interview where CJ said different, based on what he said publicly, I'd be a little iffy on drafting him just because I'm like, does he want to take me to a title or not? I don't. You know,
if I had the number one pick right now and it was, I would just trade it away. I would absolutely trade it away.
It's giving me Bo Callahan vibes from draft day, you know, where he's just like, Bo, what is winning important to you? Winning is the most important thing. Yeah, they all say that, Bo. You know, that's what I feel like right now. It's like, I don't know, CJ, how important is winning to you?
Yep. Well, Cory, we got to roll. It's been fun. Hey, are we doing this? Let's try. Cory and I are really trying to do. We're gonna watch the game and be live on YouTube. I probably won't be in my backdrop. I'll be down in the living room. I'll be stuffing my face with wings, pizza, all other kinds of atrocities you'll see. But Cory, we'll be about 40 seconds behind because you and I are streaming it. So it'd be cool for you guys because you can watch the game. We might react. You turn to us, and we're going to see it just after you. I think it'll be fun. You can comment, you can chat, be a good interaction with you guys. So I hope you join us there. You got any quick words, Cory?
Appreciate you guys for tuning in as always. Subscribe to the channel, like the video if you like what you saw. Comment, let us know what you think about CJ Stroud and Ohio State's chances versus Georgia. We've given you our thoughts. We want to hear your thoughts.
Yes, can't agree more. Thank you, guys. We love you. Goodbye. God bless. Hey, go Bucks.